I'm your host, Reb T, and grateful to have you all with us on today. And it looks like we are in record mode on today, and we will definitely be uploading this segment for today. And so glad to have you guys in the Empire Room, and let's get ready to do something.
Welcome to the Empower Room for empowering moments with your host, Timothy Hughes. Empowering Moments is brought to you by Empower Media LLC, where we empower you, parents, and the entire community with transformative information to move mind and spirit to a higher state of well-being. So welcome to the Empower Room, and let's get started.
All right, well, welcome to the Empower Room, and I'm your host, Reb T. And we are so grateful to have you all with us. And we ask that you please like our page, send an emoji, subscribe, all those good things. This will be uploaded for the platforms shortly after this great interview that we have. In light of what the news is today, it's very befitting that we're having the topic that we're having today as it relates to why vote. All right. So again, I'm Reverend Timothy V. Hughes and Dib, and we ask that you please like our page, send an emoji, subscribe to our YouTube page, and we will definitely look forward to having your comments and reading your comments for the show for sure. We do this every Sunday at 3:30 p.m. and so grateful to have our guest with us on today. All right. And Empower Media is a social empowerment entity, community through social and digital media. We do book publishing and live empowerment sessions. Our website is empowermediallc1.com. And you're able to go to our website and you can see the various services that we provide as far as our presentations are concerned. So please check that out at your leisure. And hey, we do have also 2 publications, In the Blink of an Eye, an Out of This World Experience, this book right here. And what it is a book that tells you the story of my experience of me having a sudden death heart attack. And as you can see, I'm living. And that's what the book is all about. It tells you the whole story. All right. So you don't want to miss it. It's been well received on Amazon.com, 5 stars. So hope you go check it out on Amazon or check it out on our website. It's available there as well. And we do have a Examiner Quarterly magazine that we also have. I want to encourage you to check this out as well. We will have a special election edition. How about that? A special election edition. We have slated to be out in September, mid-September of this year. So we are excited about this special edition publication coming out in September. And we have some wonderful contributors that will be contributing to this issue and working on the cover story, and prayerfully keep us in prayer for that, that the persons that we have slated for the cover story will be able to allow us the opportunity to interview them and have them as our cover story. All right. So what we do in the Empower Room is we have special guests that come and join us, and we covered 3 different areas: cultural, consciousness, and civic concerns. And so we're doing a special summer series. And today we're focusing on why vote. And we have some outstanding guests that are with us on this afternoon that I'm looking forward to our dialogue, especially on the news of the day. So we would like to bring to the screen Sister Sherrill. Hello, Sister Sherrill.
Hey,
All right, how you doing? And
I'm
Dr.
here.
Griffin, Dr. Griffin, are you with us?
I am here.
All right.
I don't know why it keeps going off.
Uh-oh, okay. I hear you, but I don't see you.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know either. I tried to, I saw it once.
Right, I did too.
Yeah, but it went back off.
Okay, very interesting. Well,
Well, here, let me try this one.
There you go.
there you go. We see you.
Okay.
All right, all right. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yes.
No, I have it on my phone as well, and the phone camera was off. Now, why that controls the laptop camera, I don't know, but
I understand.
I'm here.
All
No,
right, wonderful, wonderful. Well, I'm so glad to have both of you all with us. I mean, I heard the news as my mom is here from out of town. I was in St. Louis, and we were about to have lunch at Papa Do's, and some people across from us told us the news of what just transpired about a couple hours ago. So, first off, how are y'all doing? Let's go with that. I want to start with the. I want to be respectful. How are you both doing today? How are things going?
pretty good.
Okay, Dr. Griffin, how are things? How are you?
Hey, thank you for asking. Just, plugging away no matter what comes at us. So I'm just taking a deep breath, getting back on the stump.
Okay, all right. I love God is so good because He know I needed to hear that. Thank y'all. God, thank you, Jesus. All right, I appreciate it. Okay, all right. So tell us a little bit about you all selves. Who wants to go first so people can know who you are?
Sister
Well,
Sherrill, want to go first?
okay. They call me Sister Sherrill, and I've got years of doing programming with particularly girls, um, little girls through high school, and working with self-esteem and social etiquette, and all the things that help a girl be a girl. And I'd like to be kind of known as a sister, a warrior sister that's an advocate for girls, women, and girls.
All right, all right, all right. And Dr. Griffin?
Well, I am a retired attorney who founded the Ethics Project, a Missouri nonprofit, in 2007. We are celebrating our 17th year this month, which is focused on the impact of injustice, mass incarceration, and the impact that it has on our community. And I'm also a mother and grandmother of 5.
Awesome.
So,
All right, all right, all right. And I've been seeing something coming up. Am I correct, Dr. Griffin? Don't you have some type of opening coming or something?
I have a gallery opening
Oh,
this coming up on Sunday. Thank you for asking. Yes, with everything that's been going on in this country, I found the need to seek some kind of release and get grounded and away from the constant focus on the negativities just circulating throughout our country. So I have a number of paintings. I'm opening a gallery and looking forward to it next Sunday. Thank you for asking.
all right, all right. And where's the location? What time? So we can let everybody know.
Next Sunday, July 28th, from 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock. It is at 4625 Lindell, which many people know as the Bank of America building, and we are on the 2nd floor.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, all right. Well, that's outstanding, and congratulations. I wish I could be there. I'm in Dallas, so it'll be a little difficult for me to walk up in there, But I'm so congratulations to you and much success. And I've
Thank
seen
you.
your artwork, and it is outstanding what I've seen on
Thank
Facebook.
you.
So
Thank
thank
you.
you for that. Thank you, thank you.
Thank
Yes,
you for the shout out.
yes, indeed, yes, indeed. Okay, so here we are. Lord have mercy. Now I know I didn't. This is not one of the questions because I didn't anticipate this happening. So, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts, Sister Cheryl? What are your thoughts on today's headlines?
I think it could be exciting,
Okay,
but I'm still processing
right.
the information. I'm glued to the television, to the cable news, or whatever news that that you pick up.
Right.
I'm listening to everybody's opinions and stuff. Like I said, I'm still processing. I'm not quite sure how I feel. I'm kind of nervous or scared about it because of this country, the climate that we're in. I don't know, but I'm gonna get behind her. That's for sure.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna get behind her. You know, it's just scary. But I'm here. I heard the same thing when Obama.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And he won twice.
And he won twice.
It wasn't a fluke. He won twice.
Yes, he did.
Thank you. That's good to remember. Thank you.
So, I don't see why she can't win. I see some excitement with her, and she's going to be good on the getting out there in the field, getting the doing stuff out there and getting people to listening to people and talking to people. And I like her platform. I thought she was excellent in the when it came to the abortion issue.
Right.
So, I'm gonna get out here and do what I can. I'm doing voter registration.
Yes.
Right.
And I'm working with NAACP and doing the voter registration. And it's kind of hard getting people to register to vote. A lot of people are already registered, but it's still, people out here who has not registered, and it always seems like it's and I hate to use this, the low class economics of people who don't want to vote. They don't see any need. They don't see the necessity of voting.
I see.
I hear a lot of feedback from the young Black men. Some of them are skeptical. Why should I? Why should I vote?
Right.
That kind of thing. So I don't know. I hope with this announcement of Kamala that people kind of look at the race a little differently now. She's already getting some endorsements, so just we'll see.
Right. So, Dr. Griffin, so y'all help me out because I haven't been up on what has been determined. So, is it that Vice President Harris is being considered for the top of the ticket? Has that been determined, or do we know?
With President Biden being the party leader, he has endorsed her. So that carries a great deal of weight. But she still has to be nominated and then voted on at the convention.
Right.
So those delegates, and he's giving her his delegates and, encouraging them to cast their votes for her. And as one of the commentators said earlier today, it's almost political suicide for anyone to challenge her at this point. So
absolutely.
It would be very, very dangerous to just overstep a willing vice president and a capable vice president to nominate someone else. So I was, as long as President Biden wanted to hang in there, he has given so much to this country and has gone through so much in his personal life and so many personal tragedies. That, I was going to hang with him as long as he was, going to hang out there and was trying to do everything that I could to continue to support him and get people registered and voting. But I am actually excited. I can feel energy now. It's been decided. We don't have to keep going through this tug of war that we've been going through for the last couple of weeks of encouraging him to get out, or if he was going to stay in. And, even with Nancy Pelosi saying, make a decision quickly. Well, he had made his decision. It just left so much up in the air. But, so now we're there. There is a definitive candidate. I would expect that she is going to be formally nominated at the convention, and we can move forward.
Okay. That's good to know. That's good to know. I'm encouraged. I'm getting encouraged. I thank you all.
Yes.
We needed y'all to be on the show today. Thank you. All right.
Yeah, I'm like Christy. Timmy.
Hey. He's the only one that can call me that.
I know it. And I'm pulling my card too,
Oh,
man.
yes, you did.
I feel like Christy. I'm getting excited. I'm out there on the ground. Out there with the people, and sometimes they, it's a bit much.
Okay.
But sometimes you get discouraged and stuff, and I was kind of getting depressed. And in fact, I was gonna change my I was gonna drop being a Democrat and become independent. They were getting on my nerves so bad because they show so much cowardness and weakness to me. And I was like, Christy, he kept saying, I'm in. I'm like, he said he's in. So what do we keep talking about?
It was getting
on my nerves.
Right, I got you. But same here. I mean, what else what does he need to do? I mean, golly, and then anyway. All right. So I wanna move on. I want to move on. Excuse me. Name 2 issues that are important to you now that we know where we are. Can you all give me 2 issues that are important to you that you feel need to make it over the finish line? For sure. I'm not even talking about cannons. I'm talking about the issue. Any one of y'all?
So I would say, and I know you're looking for the typical issues, which might be the Second Amendment or abortion rights or things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, it's simply getting people in this country energized and politically active, and to speak of our form of government, not of 3 branches, but of 4, and that 4th branch being the voters. And we have to begin to understand our responsibility for the individuals that we elect to represent us. Because one of the blessings of Project 2025 is that it lays before all of us exactly the destructive plans that they have crafted.
Right.
And so while it's very, very damaging, I feel like, and that's why I thought it was so important today to find out that President Biden has withdrawn his candidacy and that he has endorsed Vice President Harris, so that we can move forward and not waste another second making sure that we don't have an administration enter that White House with the intent of becoming a dictatorship and with the intent of harming so many immigrants who have been in this country and who have been contributing to this country, as well as plans for many other people. We have been going down this destructive path for a very long time. And should we allow him to gain power, it's over.
Right.
So from my point of view, we are not going to allow him to gain that power, period. We got to get the job done, period.
That I didn't even think of it from that perspective, but I agree with you wholeheartedly, for real. That's about where we're at for real. Yep. How about you, Sister Sherrill?
I agree with everything Christy said because I'm really big on voter registration and education. I think we need to talk to people more about why we need to vote and talk about 2025, which is very important. And I think that has opened up the book for a way for us to talk to people about this, why you need to vote, because this is why they have what they have planned for you.
Right.
I do. I'm just so with the women's health, women's rights, period. And because of the recent tragedy in my family, you know, I was telling my family, I really think, oh wow, so we're gonna have to get out here and talk about gun violence too now. Not that we never did,
Right.
but when this strike home like that,
Right.
it's so devastating. It's
Yes,
so hurtful and devastating and all of that.
yes,
And I'm probably will be out trying to push stricter gun laws and stuff.
exactly.
Nobody wants that 3:30 phone call that I got last Sunday night.
Right. Yes.
It's
Yes.
too much.
Right. I agree.
You know, and I was just saying, I'm glad that my parents and my sister is not here to have to go through the pain of what we're going through now. It's heartbreaking, very heartbreaking. And you knew my nephew.
Yeah, I knew definitely. I knew Austin for sure.
It's too much. Our young people. It's just
a young man, 33 years old. I mean, God.
Yes, yeah. So
yeah, I'm with you on that for real. And you know, I feel the party that can help to hopefully take us to those conversations and getting those bills passed are with the change that is taking place on today. So I pray that's what will take place for sure, and we will be able to see better legislation coming in the next presidential cycle for sure. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yep. So I wanted to, because I'll tell y'all, I know normally what people don't know, I send out questions, but what has happened today,
right? Changes it.
Yes.
You know. So any what would you all say would be a excellent strategy now to get the word out and get people mobilized? Can we go there? Is that okay?
Sure.
Okay. All right. Dr. Griffin, what would you like to share on that?
Well, first, Sherrill, I did not know. You know how Facebook, kind of jumps around in connecting people. So I had no idea that you had suffered that loss. So I extend my sympathies to you and your family. I have literally an entire prayer wall of my friends, that Facebook friends and actual friends who have lost sons and nephews. And so I will be adding you and your family there as well. I know how difficult that has to be.
Yes.
So what I have begun as of today is reaching out to younger people, my younger Facebook friends. Back in the early days before Facebook began to bifurcate our friendships, there would be a lot of younger people where I would end up on their feed or they would end up on mine. And gradually that dissipated. And literally, I am now in the grandparent group.
Okay.
Pretty much, I would say 90% of my Facebook friends that I interact with are grandparents.
Okay.
And so I am now taking.
You don't even look like it. See that?
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. My oldest is about to go to college, so I'm a seasoned grandparent in that.
Okay.
But yeah, so I am reaching out to them and asking them whether or not they're registered to vote, whether or not they have checked, if they've moved, to make sure that that information is accurate, and to make a plan to make sure they know where their polling place is, and then also to reach out to 10 people themselves, 10 of their friends, and ask them the same questions and encourage them to get registered to vote. And one of the things that I began to notice, and I think may be the problem with the actual voter turnout, which even after Michael Brown was killed, was still, that very next election, was still only 20% of the registered Ferguson voters. So it's important that I think what happened initially, we got into the practice of saying, getting people registered to vote. And I've done a lot of that through the organization and with Greek organizations and the NAACP as well, that we, in the 60s, it was inherent in that phrase, register to vote, and you were going to vote. There was no question about it. People understood the importance of the vote because there were people killing to keep you from being able to exercise that right.
Right.
We are now 3, 4, 5 generations past that. These young people don't understand that struggle. They don't know that world when we couldn't sit at a lunch counter. Literally, my age. I remember those days.
Okay.
They don't remember when we were not able to vote, or when literally you merely tried to register, you could be killed. And so it's important to carry the entire message to register and vote. Every single time. We have to make sure that people don't simply register, but that they then go to the polls on election day.
Right. Exactly. It's not being taught in schools anymore. Civics.
Right.
Which is, and so they don't care.
Right.
It's sad. It's sad. I know we're getting ready to do some more registering of the high school people, high school kids. When school starts back up.
Oh, good.
We're gonna do that. Go in there and register those kids to vote.
Wonderful.
But they parents don't. It's sad. It's just it is so discouraging. Talking to these people, being ground level, being out here, boots on the ground. It's hard. It is really hard.
I hear you.
Yes.
So I wanted to, because there was the person that gave us the news while we were waiting at the restaurant. He was an African-American young man. Let's say he's probably in his 40s, maybe early 50s. And he said, well, Trump won because he's not going to vote for Kamala because she locked up so many black men.
Yeah.
So
see how we'll shoot off our noses to spite our face.
Yeah.
I just got it. So I'm in shock. And I just, I'm a preacher, and I didn't want to, I couldn't formulate things properly to respond to him. I'm just like, listen, and I'm like, okay, I'm not even going to respond to this, so hearing that, what response would you lend to that?
Well, I've already faced that.
Have you? Okay. Okay.
Doesn't take long for us to reach all the way back in the face of what we know is the alternative.
Right.
Which is a dictator.
Yes.
Convicted felon.
Yes.
Found to be a rapist.
Yes.
Has stolen from his charities.
Yes.
Paid a multi-million-dollar fine for doing that. Stole from the students of his so-called university. Paid a multi-million-dollar fine because of that. From my perspective, staged this so-called assassination attempt.
Yes.
And then turned around and used that in this dramatic show of pretense at the convention. But you are upset because of what someone else did 10, 15 years ago as a prosecutor.
Right. And what's the prosecution?
And first of all, the entire country, a friend of mine, a professor at Yale University, law professor, has written the book, Locking Up Our Own. And it talks about how Blacks were on board with that.
Yes.
How Black leadership was on board with that. And I can tell you personally, from having gone and spoken at multiple churches, that it took me years to resurrect concern about what we were doing in the Black community by allowing so many of our Black men and women to be locked up. Because of the amount of crime that we experience in the Black neighborhood.
That's right.
People were resigned to it.
That's right.
Locked up.
I remember that.
I
Right?
remember that too.
Absolutely. So they should be upset with her because of the position that she took. If what the country was dictating to prosecutors is we want you to be tough on crime, she delivered.
Right. Right.
So my response this morning, and this would probably be unique to me, but can be tweaked for anyone else.
Okay.
Over the last 17 years, I have hosted multiple events to raise awareness about criminal injustice,
Yes.
to raise awareness and to act against police brutality,
Yes.
to change our criminal justice laws.
Right.
And of all of the people, the 6,000 people on Facebook that are considered to be followers, handfuls respond to those invitations to become actively involved. So if you have not been actively involved in undoing that same damage, you're just as complicit as she was. You're just as complicit when you've been handed an invitation.
Right.
And Sister Sherrill has been at many of the events that we've hosted.
Okay.
And she's doing her part by raising and strengthening and empowering these young women.
Right.
But if you're not out there doing that,
Right.
you are complicit. So how can you point the finger at decisions that Kamala Harris made at a time when that was the tone and the tenor of this country's demand?
It certainly was.
And then say, you know what, I'm going to show my anger again, bite off my nose to spite my face, not vote for her, which is essentially a vote for this rising dictator.
Right, exactly. That's ridiculous.
And they tried to want to blame Biden also.
True.
Because of the bill that he wrote.
Right.
In regard to the same thing.
Bill, I think. Yeah.
And I said, but it was people, because the crackheads and stuff was breaking into their grandmama's house.
Right.
You know, and people were just what Christy said. It was the community that was behind all of it. Even with Biden, they said y'all got to do something.
Right.
I remember.
We lived through that.
Yeah, that's right. I remember the entire context.
Yes.
Trying to take off a piece. I agree.
Just what Christy was saying.
Because that's about the second I've heard brothers, for whatever reason, that they want to not vote for Kamala. That's what they're saying. So, I said, do you realize we got Supreme Court possibilities on this ballot? We've got control of House and Senate on this ballot. We got women's rights on this ballot. We got DEI on this ballot. We got everything on this ballot. Don't be just focusing on one thing and call it a wrap.
That happened in the past.
Yeah. Right.
What if we start looking at their past?
Yeah.
And start holding them accountable for the things that they did in the dark.
I like that. Thank you.
But she was convicted.
Move right there. I'm gonna do that one.
But wasn't she convicted because sexual assault cases, domestic violence cases? When a lot of these guys, when they
I don't know specifically, but I would imagine these were acts that were done that were criminal. You know, so she's doing her job as a prosecutor, prosecuting. You know, and that's it. I'm saying.
That's her
job. So anyway, I'm gonna get off that. And hey, I wanna say thank you both for being with us in the Empower Room on today. Man, this has been a very engaging conversation. And I want to thank you all so much. Keep doing what you're doing on the battlefield. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing here in Dallas. And you all keep doing what you're doing where you're located in the Lou. And thank you all so much, so very, very much for being with us in the Empower Room on today. This has been a very healthy, helpful, holistic dialogue for me. And I hope it's been the same for our audience. So thank you all so much.
Well, thank you for hosting it and
Oh,
raising those questions.
definitely. All right. Well, I'm gonna have you back, as things progress. We're gonna have you all back if y'all willing to come back.
Definitely.
Oh, like right after the convention.
Good idea.
Great.
Good idea.
Yeah,
Okay.
that is a good idea.
Okay. All right.
Great.
I will.
Then
I'll
we
make
can-
that happen. I'll make that
Yeah.
happen.
Then
Okay.
we can-
And maybe bring on a Black man who might have a different point of view.
Right. Because what I was doing, I wanted, because the women, you all have been the power behind the move of who we have in the office. So I wanted to have you all, the ladies who are leading the us in the right direction, and then I'm gonna bring the brothers in, and we're gonna have a conversation, and then maybe I'll blend all of us together. Let me talk to them.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay.
Sounds good.
We don't know. We don't know how they feeling. You know
Right.
how they
Yes, indeed. Yeah, but again, thank you all for joining us in the Empower Room, and we'll definitely have you back. All right, after the
Thank you.
convention. All right. God bless. Thank you all again.
Bye-bye.
Same.
Okay, now. All right. All right. Well, hey, man, shoot, what an empowering conversation that was. And I kid you not, we had questions that were slated for today, but we went totally off script on this dialogue on Why Vote. And so grateful for Dr. Christy Griffin for coming on, and Sister Sherrill, who are on the battlefield for us. And you all have heard that President Biden has chosen not to run for re-election, and Kamala Harris is up for the position. He's handing it over and recommending her. So hey, let's get busy. Let's do what we got to do. All right. So again, like I said, we cover consciousness, we cover culture, and we cover civic concerns. So in relation to culture, I definitely wanted to lift up the Honorable U.S. State Representative that passed, Sheila Jackson Lee, here in Texas on, I believe it was yesterday, was her passing, or maybe the day before yesterday, and passed at 74 from pancreatic cancer. So we definitely want to lift the family up of Sheila Jackson Lee, and also her constituents, all the people that she has touched, all the legislation that she's been involved in, all the special interests that she's been involved in, and bills that she's passed. We're so grateful for her service to the United States and to Texas, and want to definitely lift the family up in the state of Texas and all of her constituents and people that she has touched all over the world. All right. So civically, we ask y'all, please make sure you do something. This is an older post before the news today. It was supposed to be about riding with Biden, but hey, right now it looks like we're going to be needing to ride with Kamala. So let's get on board and let's do what we can do to help make this shift and get her over the finish line to the finish line, and to win this election coming up in 2014. All right. So we want to thank you all so much for joining us, and we ask that you make sure that you don't forget to support our effort in supporting hashtag Justice for Quincy McMillan. We ask that you will please keep that hashtag going in the loss of Mr. Quincy McMillan, who was tragically killed in Phoenix, Arizona, working for a delivery company, and tragically killed, shot and killed there. And then also, again, we want to lift up our own Sherrill Jones as well, and the loss of her nephew in Chicago on last Sunday, actually in Chicago as well, due to gun violence. Young man, 33 years old, was blessed to know him. He was in one of our summer camps in St. Louis some years back, and just a tragedy for sure. So, hey, a lot going on, but we still have hope, and we know that change is available and can happen, but we really have to be willing to get into the fight. All right. So thank you for joining us in the Empower Room. Don't forget to do something. Our website is Empower Media LLC1, MPWR Media LLC1.com. Check out our presentation page where you can see the presentations we have available. Check us out on YouTube. Subscribe to our page. I want to thank my daughter Nia, who has been running the boards for us with the program, and so grateful for her and all those that have helped to make this podcast possible. Thank you all so very much. All right. So we pray that you have a blessed rest of the week. Don't forget to do something and be encouraged. Let's do what we have to do to make this a better land for everyone. All right. We can do it. We can do it. We can do it, because it has already been done. Because if it had not been already done, we would not be doing what we're doing right now. So grateful for that. And you all have a blessed day. And don't forget to do something.
Thank you for joining us in the Empower Room. Hope you have received some impactful information. Please like or leave a comment. See you next week in the Empower Room, brought to you by Empower Media LLC and your host, Reverend Timothy Hughes, aka Rev T.